So basically when you're born, not only is the sun in a particular sign, but all of the planets are in a sign, and all of the planets combined make you who you are. Okay? So this is your chart, all right?
Wonderful.
And literally what your astrological birth chart is just a snapshot of where everything was when you were born. Okay? At your precise moment of birth. So if we look at the center of your chart right here, and that little X you see, we'll say that's the planet Earth. Okay? And then these little black symbols that you see going around, those are the planets. So if we're standing on planet Earth on November 2nd, 1976, at 2:50 in the afternoon, in Silver Spring, Maryland, and we have a camera, and we want to take a picture of the sky where everything was when you were born, this is what that picture would look like. Okay? So since we're looking down, technically this bottom hemisphere is the northern hemisphere. This is south, this is west, this is east. So when you were born here, the sun was in the southwest portion here in the sign of Scorpio. Okay? Your moon, or the moon, was in the west or eastern hemisphere here in the sign of Pisces. Okay? So that's what this is. This is the snapshot. These symbols here are the planets. Okay? And then do you see the numbers 1 through 12? Okay, so in astrology you have 12 signs and you have 12 houses. And each house correlates to a specific area of life. So for example, the first house is always the house of self, of who we are, of our conscious ego, our basic character. Opposite that, the 7th house is the house of our relationships, our marriage partners, even our business partners. The 4th house in astrology is always the house of home and family, and also our emotional base. And then opposite that, the 10th house is the house of career and profession. Okay? So the houses are the same for everybody, but what colors your experience, for example, with regards to home and family, depends on what sign rules that house, as well as what planets are there. And you don't have any planets in your 4th house. Doesn't mean anything, it just means you don't have any planets in your 4th house. But someone who has planets in their 4th house, they're going to have a different home and family experience. Okay? So those are the houses. And then if you see these lines here on your chart, these lines are called aspects in astrology. And what they show is really just the degree angles that are being formed between planets at your precise moment of birth, okay? The aspects in a birth chart is what adds depth to our personality, okay? So this is kind of like the intricate pieces of you, essentially. The blue lines that you see in your chart speak of the more harmonious aspects between planets. Harmonious in the sense that, you know, they represent parts of yourself that you are easily able to express in a very conscious and positive way. Okay? The red lines show the more challenging aspects. Challenging in the sense that, you know, you have to put forth a little more effort to display these parts of yourself that you may actually repress. Okay? And, you know, we're human beings, so don't be alarmed by the red. It just makes sense that we would have a mix of blue and red. Because we're complex people. Okay?
So what's the green?
The green lines are, I want to say the energy that comes from these aspects is somewhat indifferent in the sense that it doesn't have as influential an effect on you and your personality and your development as much as the blue or the red lines. Okay? And then finally, this box that you see right here is literally just a list of where everything was when you were born. So you would read this: Sun in Scorpio at 10 degrees, Moon in Pisces at 25 degrees. Okay? And what we're going to do is we'll go through this so that you know what it means for you. And then, like I said, we'll take it a little bit further, looking at some of these aspects here, as well as future stuff and answering some of the questions that you have.